So I'm Jose Baccaloa. I live here in Hermosa Beach. Hey, welcome. I'm a marine biologist by trade. I'm a lover of the ocean. I grew up here in the South Bay, born and raised here, and spent a lot of time in the ocean, surfing, diving with friends and family, and also diving for work. I'm a scientific diver, and my real passion in life, besides being in the ocean, is to serve others and give others a better life. I believe in helping our community be better by bringing people together and making change. So what I do love about the ocean are the creatures, the sea animals of the sea. One of my favorite animals is the white shark. I love swimming with sharks. I love diving with sharks. I love everything sharks. But anytime I'm in the ocean, I get to experience time with animals. It's very fulfilling.
Gene Dolan. I live in Manhattan Beach. I've always lived by the water. Water to me is infinity. It's a way to cast away all your fears. It's a way to absorb. The ocean has always been something that's really super special. Never feel alone around the water.
We do a lot of work combining businesses with social impact, and we're doing it with the Cousteau family, as I mentioned, on protecting the ocean and caring for the ocean and things of that nature.
I'm also a vegan. I care about the planet and animals. I never thought I would live near the ocean. I've never really felt like a big connection to the ocean. But now living here in California, I don't know that I'll live anywhere else.
My fascination with the ocean is that it's one of like space. It's like a big mystery to anyone who isn't. It's not as attainable, and the deeper you dive, the more you find. So the mystery element of the ocean I really like, and also the idea that fear exists between two things that don't understand each other until they spend time together, and then the fear goes away.
The more we can understand other creatures and other forms of intelligence, the more we can understand ourselves.
The ocean itself is an enormous community. There's organisms that live in the ocean that are interdependent with each other, not just because they eat each other, but sometimes they do cooperate and coexist in a way that's mutually beneficial, the way we all do. In our globe, as it gets smaller and more complex, it reminds me of the ocean, because we don't know. I don't know any of you guys until just a few minutes ago, but we all share a lot in common. We all care about the ocean. We care about the people. Most of the food that we eat is still coming from coastal zones and oceans, and we have polluted seafood around the world, and we are ingesting that, and we're doing the same thing on land, where we use chemicals to grow and mitigate pest control, and all that goes right back into our water, back into our bodies, and into our children. What can you do, or what are you doing, maybe you're doing a lot already, to help promote change in the community? We were talking earlier about how inspiring it is to watch the youth in Europe and around the world, and now starting in America, to rise up, and they're saying, you know what, it's no longer business as usual. I'm not going to go to school every Thursday because I'm going to go on strike, and I'm going to walk into a politician's office with 50 of my friends, and we're going to demand action. We have a climate crisis in our world, and we need to take action. Or there are kids that are going into their local schools. I met a kid recently who's at their school doing a plastic audit. They're looking at, how is my school making money on me? Well, they sell me plastic water in plastic water bottles, which are toxic. And they make a ton of money doing this. It's the way I get hydrated. I put in these chemicals in my body. So this one kid is motivating their school to change that by removing that revenue stream and replacing that. So a lot of what I like to see happen in my career, and what I do, is to help inspire others to do that. So something to think about in your day-to-day, whether it's how you spend your money and the food that you eat, or how you spend your money and where you want to go and travel and who you want to hang out with.
I'll take my kids down to San Pedro. There's an aquarium there that does hands-on learning, and we're a member, and they clean up the beaches, and then they can see that. So now, I can't stop everything. Like, I'm a parent too, you know what I mean? Like, you go to these club soccers, and they have like the coolers of the Gatorades, and they all have the plastic around it, But my youngest, he would always pull out his little, scissors, and he'd be cutting them. Like, I don't want the plastic rings getting you. It's like just getting, and most of the yoga studios I work for once a week, or once a year, sorry, we should do this soon. They'll do a cleanup on the beach. right? And then the person that gets 3 buckets full of trash ends up getting free classes or something like that. Like, if we can make someone realize, oh, if I just do one thing different, if I pick up trash on my next beach walk or whatever, it can make an impact.
Yeah, Hunter mentioned something related to trash. I volunteered for Surfrider Foundation. Before that, I worked for Field of Bay. One of the many things that I enjoyed doing was working like we're doing now, bringing people together, like-minded or not, and giving back, being of service. The Friendship Walk's a great example.
Right.
It's about bringing people together, not just to accomplish something, but just to be together, to be in service to each other. But when you do something in nature, you're also you're connecting with nature in a unique way, and immersing yourself, whether it's on land or the ocean, within that experience. Because we sometimes forget, I think we all sometimes forget, that we are part of a very complex ecosystem. You mentioned Africa,
Harmony.
and we are one variable. We're not the elite variable. We're only one variable in a complex food web around the world, a chemical, biological food web.
A lot of kids in general, even people my age, I've noticed have a super short attention span, and hence the type of music we listen to and social media and all that kind of stuff. And I think like the cause of all of it, or one of the main contributing factors, is social media in general and just how fast everything is moving. So like you're saying, I totally agree on, I think the youth needs someone who they can look up to for an honest and like reliable source of input, because kind of like I was talking to you about earlier about the In-N-Out. I live right by an In-N-Out, and I always see so many people eating in the parking lot, and then they just take their little box and then they just put it outside the door, close the door, and just drive off, because they don't think and reflect on, it's more of just in the moment, they're like, I don't want this trash, so I'm just gonna leave it here. They don't think of it in the long term. So if you have that some like person to, you know, point out these things and show you that you don't only act on emotion and on what is easier in the moment, you think about not only yourself and just other things in the long term. And also like what you were saying about reaching the youth, I think also because of short attention spans, a lot of times the most successful trends and anything that's like changing, I've noticed, is the youth. People care more than they say they do. It's just they might be misinformed, they're not as educated, so they need something that's easily digestible and something like a video that's interesting to watch and shocking, because it's different to hear about how many thousands of pounds of trash it is in the sea, to actually see it and to see the animals with plastic in their stomach and like stuff like that. Plus, especially people in my generation, they like a challenge, and I mean, saving the earth alone is like pretty badass if you're able to say like we're the generation to do that. And especially like the ice bucket challenge and all these other challenges that raise awareness, those are the ones that tend to be the most successful. It's everyone's responsibility to contribute and reduce their consumption, and even the health factor and all this other stuff. Like people say that they care about their own health, they care about the animals, they care about the planet, but yet they're not willing to make a small sacrifice. So it shows that like they really don't. Like if you really cared about animals that much, just don't eat them, or just consume less. Like think about it in a different way. Instead of just
In yoga and working physical therapy, what I'm doing is creating relationships back to their own bodies. Like they have such a disconnect from their own body that why would they care about anything else? This trash that they put in their body, they can't see how that's the same trash on the ground. And once you teach someone that the ecosystem out there is no different than the one in here, and if you treat it like shit, like cancer exists and it's the same thing, that's like taking the ocean in different ways. So if you can teach somebody all of the, like just to analyze, just workshop it by yourself. Don't go in with any opinions. Eat this, tell me how you feel when you do a back bend. If you feel like you're gonna throw up, like it's probably not great for you.
I'll leave you with a little challenge to continue to be the greatest you that you can be. It sounds like you are all trying to do that in many ways, and then to inspire others to do that, especially at a political level. So if you live in a community where you feel like you can make change, contact your city manager or the local mayor or a commissioner and say, hey, I have this really great idea. I want to see, whatever happen. Like for me, one of the big things is I want to see the lawnmowers not spew emissions into our community from our parks. So what can we do? Can we grow new plants? Can we get other types of mowers that don't have emissions? So that's my big thing that I'm working on now. But you guys think about what matters to you and use that and invite people to that mission. Invite your friends that love beer and cheese. Invite your friends, no matter what their age are. Or even if we all have knucklehead friends, I've got them. Invite them to come out and make positive change with you, and it's going to help. It's especially going to help all the people in this world that we don't even know. Without them knowing, we're making the world a better place. So I want to leave you with that inspirational note. So thanks. Thanks for hanging out.